It's certainly not lost on me how there is a specific social code or social norm that is this unwritten rule that humans are expected to adhere to. And I understand that, and I know that I will probably never get to read that book, so to speak. I'm never going to have access to what that looks like, and even if I did, I wouldn't have access to what that feels like, because I've always operated outside the scope of what people are going to deem socially acceptable, and that's okay for me. It's okay for me to gain and lose followers. It's okay for me to recognize that I operate in a space where people might not think super favorably of me. But what I know is that I'm authentic to myself, and that's the most important thing. When we think about assimilation and we think about what that looks like, a lot of the time that looks like being like everybody else. And if you follow the idea of I need to conform and I need to, blend in, that's totally fine. That's some people's MO, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, I don't live my life in that way. And I know in order to make change, you have to do it a little bit differently. So I may not have a social circle. I may not have much of a social life outside of the nonprofit that I am part of, that I'm the president of. That's my socializing. My socializing is very important to the work that I do. I tie those things in together because guess what? I have limited energy. And people can take issue with how I go about things, like asking somebody privately to remove my content, and instead they make excuses. And then they start saying certain things that don't lend themselves to a very simple and basic request that could have so easily resolved issues. But when I ask for credit and I don't get it, and I ask for my content to be removed and it's not removed, I don't really have a choice other than to make that public so people understand, this is my work. My work is my livelihood. I've had a patch design stolen and resold. I've had a pin design stolen and resold. I've had quotes lifted from my page and utilized for other people's content that are my own quotes. It's important for us to protect our work. Ultimately, it's so important that we create what we want to see. So if a page is sharing content and they're just going on Google, saving images, sharing it, not tagging the people who have made it, those people will never truly know the impact of their work, even if it's positive. And to thank creators for their contributions, the least we can do is tell somebody or tag them or share directly from them. It's a very small gesture that can definitely create a very big impact. And we should be wanting to amplify voices of those in our community instead of removing their voice and only amplifying a message to perhaps benefit ourselves, which is what I see happen far too often. So these conversations absolutely need to happen, and if people don't like me talking about it, or they tell me I'm the problem, I can't do much for them but continue advocating.